Hi everyone, so for today's video I decided to keep it casual. I'm in my favourite t-shirt which says good vibes because today's little video is all about the mind and what you can do to protect your subconscious from falling victim to the pressures that a lot of people face. But I've got some tricks, some tips for you to help eliminate some of those subconscious pressures that we put on ourselves. So firstly, one of the biggest things I've done, which I think has changed my whole, basically my conscious thoughts, has been eliminating certain people that I used to follow on social media from my life. So just by simply unfollowing someone can have a big impact on your subconscious value of yourself. So personally, a few years back, I used to follow pretty much all the Victoria's Secret models. I used to watch the Victoria's Secret show. I used to be very up to date with all of the top models and what they were doing. And after a while, I realized that that was having a negative impact on my own self-confidence and body confidence. So I never really thought I was overweight, and I tried to not compare myself to those models because I knew, that's what they do for a living, that's their job. So I was quite aware that I shouldn't be comparing myself to them. Yet still by following them, I subconsciously compared myself to them. And I guess it made me feel like, I needed to look a certain way subconsciously, rather like I knew consciously that everyone's different, everyone has a different body shape. But at the same time, subconsciously I would be comparing myself to them. So one day I decided to go through all my followers and unfollow the people who I wasn't getting benefit from, who I wasn't looking at those pictures and being like, oh, that provides value to me. And so I unfollowed quite a few people, mostly people that I didn't know. So these models and celebrities that all of their pictures look pretty perfect. And yeah, I think that has had a massive impact on my self-confidence. I feel really comfortable in my skin to not wear any makeup and to, I know that I have flaws, but I appreciate them now. So yeah, that's tip number one. Unfollow people, especially on Instagram, because that's imagery that really gets into your subconscious. Unfollow those people who are putting out content that makes you feel not as worthy or not as beautiful. And I mean, it's hard because a lot of these images that you see, like, they're aspirational and they may give you joy when you look at them because you think, oh, that person's so beautiful and I really love their imagery. But it's really good to just take a minute to think about, is that actually providing value to your life? And is that overall improving your confidence and your self-love, or is that actually negatively impacting you? So for me, I realized that it was negatively impacting me subconsciously, so I decided to cut those out of my life. So tip number two goes on to the people that you surround yourself with. I think most of you would have heard the saying that you are the average or the product of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And I think that is very true. I found that with my close friends and relationships that I have, I tend to take on a lot of their interests and a lot of their ideas, and that kind of becomes a part of you subconsciously again. I find myself saying things that my boyfriend usually says when I never said those kind of things before we met. Not bad things, but you do definitely take on a lot of the ideas and thoughts of the people that you spend the most time with subconsciously. So a big thing to think about is, who are you spending the most time with? And do you think those people are positively impacting your life and are promoting ideas of health and well-being? So for me, I haven't really needed to cut anyone out of my life per se, but there are definitely some people that I spend more time with and that I actively seek out to spend time with, whereas I have some friends that maybe I don't as actively try to hang out with them because I know that our values are quite aligned. And although I think they're great people and I love them. I just personally don't want to spend too much time with them because I feel like I might be negatively impacted by some of their habits and some of their ideas. So that's another one. So be selective about who you spend the majority of your time with. I'm not saying you need to cut out people from your life completely, but maybe just spend a little less time with the people who you don't really strive to be like, and spend more time with the people who you really think you can take some of their values and make your life better by taking some of the things that they're doing. And so the final thing is about the people who you have to spend time with. So for example, your family or your partner who you are in a long-term relationship with and you don't want to ever be apart from them, there might be some things that you differ on in terms of your values and in terms of the way you talk about yourself and other people. So in the Australian culture, at least, I found that a lot of people put other people down as a joke. And personally, I guess you could say I'm a sensitive person, but I don't think putting other people down or putting your loved ones down is funny. And I know people are going to disagree with me on this because it is a part of the culture to make fun of others. And a lot of people say that that's a form of love or a form of friendship, is to joke about each other. But I think there's definitely a line, and you need to set boundaries, especially with the people closest to you, and tell them what you are comfortable with and what you aren't comfortable with. And I believe that is a very, very pivotal thing in protecting your subconscious, because if you have a partner or a very close friend or family member who's constantly saying these jokes that are actually negatively impacting your subconscious, say for example, they maybe put you down in terms of your brain capacity or in terms of your daily life choices, even if they're little things like, oh, you never go to the gym or something like that, but it's meant to be a joke. Well, actually that goes into your subconscious, and then you believe that, you know, you're not cut out for the gym, or that maybe you believe that you eat lots of junk food. If someone is repeatedly telling you these things, and even though they're jokes, they get into your subconscious and then they become realities. And so that's one of the main things I've learned recently, and it's that your thoughts really do create your reality, and your subconscious is what creates those thoughts. So you really have to protect your subconscious brain so that your thoughts are positive and then your reality will be positive. So just to recap, those 3 steps that I said are: 1, try to eliminate people on social media who negatively impact your subconscious. And number 2 is to limit the time that you spend with friends who you don't really see yourself wanting to be like. And you don't have to cut anyone out, but just maybe actively think about your friends and think about who you want to spend more time with and who you want to spend less time with, because you really are a product of the people you spend the most time with. And lastly, to create boundaries with the people who are closest to you, because you spend the most time with them, and that really, because you value them so much, it really impacts your subconscious brain. So there you go, 3 tips to protecting your subconscious. I hope you have a great day. Bye.